Hey guys, this is Spencer from Pixel and Bracket. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you a cool offset path, text effect, or shape effect that you can apply to any of your elements in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so what I have here is a new document open. It's just 1920 by 1080. You can go up to File, New, and then follow the prompts to create a document of your own if you're new to Illustrator. But I basically have an element on my artboard here, and that element is, well, it just happens to be the Pixel and Bracket logo. But what I'm going to show you how to do is how to create this sort of like offset path effect, and then we're going to show you how to do that with text and how maybe you can also combine letters together and make them run into each other. Just got back from Adobe Max, and I think that they kind of used some offset paths in their logos and made like a maze type of look. But anyway, so what I want to do first is select this entire piece, whether it's a shape or text or anything, and I'm going to change it from fill, so we're just going to get rid of that fill over here. Oh, by the way, I'm also in Essentials workspace, the new Essentials workspace. You can go up to Window, Workspace, Essentials, has a Properties panel here on the right. It's the latest workspace in Adobe Creative Cloud 2018 release. By the way, if it looks any different to you guys. So what I'm going to do is come over here, Fill, None, Stroke. Let's put something on there. How about 10 points maybe? Yeah, 10-point stroke will do. Holy cow, look at this. We found a little error in our logo. So I'm going to show you how to join a path real quick. I'm going to switch over to my direct selection tool. That's shortcut key A. I'm going to grab these 2 points right there. And then we're going to go up to Object, Path, Join. That's also Command J. Remember that. We'll use it later a lot. Join. Boom. Those 2 paths are joined together. Wow, we found an error in the Pixel and Bracket logo. What a tutorial. Great start. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to select this because this is a group. So I just used my selection tool, shortcut keys V, selected this guy. He's all grouped together. That's okay, but I'm going to go ahead and ungroup him. I can do that with Shift Command G or Shift Control G, or I can right click, go down to ungroup. Now I've got 2 pieces, or I should have 2 pieces if I built this correct. Yes. So I've got 2 shapes, 1 and 2. Now I can select them all. Even though we had them grouped before, I don't want them grouped for this effect. But I have them all selected and go to Object, down to Path, and then we're going to go to Offset Path. Alright, and that gives us a few choices in this dialog box. And I can, let's see, let's move it somewhere not in the way, up here. I can change the offset, but let's preview it and see what the heck's going to happen. So I hit preview, and it looks like my stuff just got like thicker or something, can't tell. Well, remember our stroke over here is 10 points. So if I offset by 10 pixels, and I hit tab to sort of commit that, it looks like we've just doubled up our stroke. And in theory, we kind of have. We've duplicated the stroke, and we've offset it by 10 pixels. So it's just going to line up right next to that original stroke. So let's say I want to offset it by like 200%. So like I want 10 pixels of space in between those 2 strokes. Let's do 20 pixels up here for the offset, hit tab, and now we're offset by 20 pixels. And so we've got an extra amount of space equal to our original stroke between our first and second stroke. How about if we did -20? That's going to add a new path on the inside of our shape rather than the outside. So you see how that works. Negative goes inwards and positive goes outwards. So I'm going to hit, oh, well, you've got some miters here. So I believe if we change this to rounded, you can see that some of our joints become rounded. Because we went inside, it gets a little weird up here. If we go +20 on this and hit tab, you'll see that these outside ones become rounded. And then if we select bevel, it's kind of a beveled edge. I think I can do that later if I want to. So I'm going to keep it on miter. And I'm going to hit OK. So we've added this path. And you can see like I've got the inside path now, and I've got the outside path now. And I can select the inside path and do the same thing. Go up to Object, down to Path, and then Offset Path. And we can do -20 this time. And I can preview that, and it's going to add a piece to the inside. And we could keep doing that as much as we want. But you can see how you can start to create these outlined shapes with the offset path. And every time you create one, it creates its own little path here. And so that's how you can use it on shapes. But let's look at how you can do different cool text effects with it. So I'm just going to delete this guy, and we're going to use those same sort of techniques on some text. So I'm going to open up my type tool, that's T for the shortcut. It's also over here. It's a big T in the tool panel. And I'm just going to click on here, and instead of Myriad Pro, I'm going to switch to DIN 2014, and we're going to use the extra light font. So that's actually a typekit font if you want to sync that, or you can just find an extra light font or whatever you want. This is kind of up to you. Let's scale that up. I want it to be about this size, and we're going to type the word pixel. And for that, I'm going to actually do some letter spacing of, how about 200? And how about the font size be 200 as well, since we're already kind of close to that. All right, I'm going to move this to the center, and we're going to create outlines. I do that with quick actions down here in the properties panel, or I can use Shift Command O or Shift Control O to create outlines very quickly. Now we have this outlined shape. I'm going to once again change the fill to none, change the stroke to something. It's going to be 1 point. Okay, cool. Let's zoom in here so you can see it better. Now I'm going to grab all of this, and we're going to right click on it and ungroup. That's also Shift Command or Shift Control G. And then we'll just grab everything again, and let's start adding some of these paths. So this, because I chose a thin, the extra light font, this becomes my innermost piece of this sort of shape that we're creating. So I don't have to worry about doing any negatives. I can just do positives and build my shape outwards. So I'm going to go to Object, and I'm going to go down to Path, Offset Path again. And this time we're going to preview it, and we're going to take a look at, let's say, 10 pixels and see what that looks like. Okay, that looks like a little bit much. I think I want to match the distance between our thin letters here. So I'm going to look at this I. I'm going to bump this down. I can just use my arrow keys to drop it down until we match something pretty close. I like that. That looks very evenly spaced. So I'm going to hit OK. I like it. I'm going to just have that same outer shape selected again, go up to Object, Path, Offset Path, and we're just going to do another one. Preview. Okay, cool. It bumps them out even more. Hit OK. How about we do one more? Object, Path, Offset Path. So that bumps it out again one more time. Awesome. So this is a cool little text effect. You can see how you can start to like create a maze effect out of this or whatever you want. Each of these guys should be its own little selection, so you can move them and take them and edit them as needed. You can also just click and drag and select them all and then group them together to move them as an entire shape if you wanted to space these letters out or do something different with them. And then one last thing, like what if you wanted these maze shapes to connect into each other? Let me show you how to do that. This is a little extra credit on this tutorial. So let's say I want this E to connect into this L. What I'm going to do is switch over to the direct selection tool. I'm just going to click and drag right through all of these paths here to the right of the E. It kind of looks like it selects the whole E, but what it's really selecting is this side, this side, this side, and this little side. As long as you don't select any of these points. I can just hit the delete key, and it deletes out those paths. Remember, I just drug through it, selected that without selecting any points, and it just deletes out those paths. That is the power of the direct selection tool. So what I'm going to do over here is the same thing, just from the top down. Grab each of those paths, hit the delete key, and they're gone. Now I'm just going to click and drag, grab this one anchor point of the E, and then click, drag, hold Shift to keep it in line until it matches up and intersects with that piece right there. Cool. I'm going to do the same thing to this path. Click and drag on that point, make sure it's the only thing selected. Drag it down until it says intersect. By the way, all of these pink lines you're seeing show up, those are smart guides, very helpful. View, smart guides, Command U or Control U to turn those on. Awesome. Okay, now these guys are like right on top of each other, both of their points. But there's this weird little like cutout. That's because I need to join these together. Remember earlier we joined some paths together with Command J. That's also Control J. And I'll show you where it's at one more time. So I'm going to select both of these points. Just making sure I got both those points selected. Go up to Object, down to Path, Join, Command J. Boom. Now that's one path. Awesome. So I can do that with each one of these. I can grab this anchor, pull it over to here, grab this one, pull it down. I'm holding Shift on all of these. Grab both, Command J or Control J, and boom, it locks those in together. So let's just finish this out. Shift, pull over, Shift, pull down, select both, Command J, boom. Let's go ahead and grab both of these just to pull them both over at the same time. And we're going to match it with this one. Cool. And then we're going to take this guy, whoops, going to take this guy here and pull him a little bit further. Awesome. Then we're going to take this guy and pull his anchor point down. And now we have these two connected. Let's join this one, Command J, join this one, Command J. We're almost done. This is a bit of the tedious part. Okay, pull this one over. Now we're matching up right away, so we can just grab both, Command J or Control J, remember. Grab this one, pull it over, Command J or Control J. I should have made less offset paths on this. Grab this one, pull it over. Same thing. Last one, Command J. Okay, let's zoom out. Let's see what we got. We have our E connecting into our L, and these are all one shape now. So this is all just like one shape all connected together. I could select it all. I could change the strokes on that and just bump them up. I could change the stroke color on that. Maybe I want it to be red. You can see how I can affect this and change it and do all sorts of things. Now, one more thing. What if I wanted that innermost to not be a stroke anymore? How about I turn off the stroke, switch it to fill, and it's a red fill. Boom. You can see the power of these offset paths and the shapes that we've created with them. So this is a beautiful, beautiful rendition here. Let me just get rid of all of the fills on this and bring back the strokes. Boom, and the strokes will be 1 point. So it matches everything else. I don't know what I just clicked. 1 point. Here we go. Okay, zoom in, and that is pixel with a few letters added together. You can chop these up, do whatever you want. Pretty cool effect, offset paths in Adobe Illustrator. Like this video if you like this video. Make sure to subscribe for more tips and tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.